You're watching USA News Hub, your home for breaking headlines, trending sports stories, and exclusive updates from across the nation. Before the Australian Open even begins. Before the main draw. Before the first serve of the season's biggest Grand Slam. Tennis a fairy tale just changed tennis history forever. 1 amateur. 1 point per match. $1 million. And when it was all over, Coco Gauff smiled and said something no one expected: "I hoped an amateur won from the start." This is the unbelievable story of Jordan Smith. The night Rod Laver Arena froze. And why the tennis world is still talking. The Australian Open main draw has not even started. Yet Melbourne Park has already witnessed one of the most jaw-dropping moments in modern tennis. On Wednesday night, more than 10,000 fans packed Rod Laver Arena for something completely new. The AO 1-point Grand Slam, no sets. No games. No second chances. Just one single point decides everything. Red Square. What is the AO 1-point Grand Slam? The concept shocked the tennis world. Here's how it worked. Each match decided by 1 point only. Winner advances instantly. Serve-receiver decided by rock-paper-scissors. Professional players get 1 serve. Amateur players get 2 serves. Miss the serve, you lose. Pure pressure. Pure unpredictability. Pure entertainment. And no one could have predicted the ending. Yellow Square. The stars arrive. But the spotlight shifts. The event featured 24 professionals, including Coco Gauff, Jannik Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz, Iga Swiatek, Nick Kyrgios, Alexander Zverev. Alongside them were 16 amateur players dreaming of a miracle. Most expected the pros to dominate. But the night had other plans. Trophy. Who is Jordan Smith? The name that shocked the world. Backhand index pointing right. Jordan Smith, an Australian amateur. No Grand Slam titles. No world ranking headlines. No superstar expectations. Yet Smith walked onto Rod Laver Arena with nothing to lose. And everything to gain. Red Square. Smith's impossible run to glory. Jordan Smith's journey defied belief. 1 by 1, giants began to fall. Fire Smith vs. Jannik Sinner. ATP World Number 2 Jannik Sinner, winner of the last 2 Australian Open titles, stepped up confidently. 1 serve. 1 point. Backhand index pointing right. Sinner hit the serve into the net. Gasps echoed around the stadium. T was Sinner's first loss at Rod Laver Arena since 2023. Smith advanced. Fire Smith vs. Amanda Anisimova. Next challenge, WTA star Amanda Anisimova. Pressure skyrocketed. Smith stayed calm. Executed perfectly. Another upset. Another step closer to the impossible. Blue Square. Joanna Garland. The other fairy tale. Waiting in the final was Joanna Garland, herself on an incredible run. Garland had defeated Nick Kyrgios, Alexander Zverev. 2 massive names. 2 huge moments. The final was set. Amateur versus underdog. Dream versus destiny. Rod Laver Arena fell silent. 1 serve. 1 return. 1 shot that would decide everything. Jordan Smith stayed ice cold. The point was played. The ball landed. The crowd exploded. Party popper. Jordan Smith. AO 1-point slam. Second prize money. Moneybag $1, 0000001 point at a time. Green Square. Coco Gauff's powerful reaction. Among the loudest reactions came from Coco Gauff. On X, the American star wrote, "Great event. Lol, I said when it started I hoped an amateur won. Congrats Jordan, so cold." It wasn't sarcasm. It wasn't disappointment. It was pure respect. Blue Square. Why Coco Gauff's words matter. Gauff's reaction revealed something deeper. She didn't just praise Smith. She praised the spirit of tennis. The idea that anyone can win. Pressure reveals truth. Courage beats reputation. Her message went viral instantly. Red Square. Gauff's own heartbreak moment. Ironically, Coco Gauff herself suffered the same cruel fate earlier in the event. Facing Donna Vekic, Gauff stepped up to serve. 1 serve. 1 moment. Backhand index pointing right. Serve into the net. Match over. Yet she didn't complain. Instead, she laughed, learned, and celebrated the format. Blue Square. Sinner's stumble makes history. Jannik Sinner's exit became one of the most talked about moments of the night. A champion. A world number 2. A dominant force in Melbourne. But in this format, one mistake is enough. Yellow square. Why the event worked perfectly. The AO 1-point slam succeeded because heavy checkmark, no pressure of rankings. Heavy checkmark, massive prize pool. Heavy checkmark, equal opportunity. Heavy checkmark, short, dramatic format. Heavy checkmark, fans stayed engaged. For players, it was fun. For fans, it was unforgettable. When Coco Gauff said, "I hoped an amateur won from the start," she wasn't joking. She wasn't being polite. She was making a statement about what tennis is becoming. Because what happened at the AO 1-point Grand Slam was bigger than Jordan Smith, bigger than $1 million, and even bigger than the Australian Open itself. Blue square. Why this moment hit different. For decades, tennis has been predictable. Big names dominate. Top seeds survive. Rankings usually decide destiny. But for one night in Melbourne, tennis belonged to everyone. No rankings. No favoritism. No safety nets. Just courage. And Coco Gauff recognized that immediately. Yellow square. Coco Gauff. A champion who gets it. Coco Gauff is only in her early 20s. Yet her mindset reflects a veteran champion. Her reaction wasn't about her own loss. It wasn't about missing a serve. It was about protecting the soul of the sport. By openly celebrating Jordan Smith, Gauff showed confidence in herself. Respect for outsiders. Love for unpredictability. Not every superstar can do that. Blue square. So cold. What Gauff really meant. When Gauff called Jordan Smith so cold, tennis fans immediately understood. Cold in tennis means Ice Cube emotionless under pressure. Ice Cube fearless against legends. Ice Cube calm when millions are on the line. Smith didn't flinch. Didn't rush. Didn't panic. On the biggest court in Australia, he played like he belonged. Red square. Pressure that breaks champions. Let's be clear. This wasn't an easy format. In fact, it might be the most brutal format ever created. Even legends struggled because no warm-up points. No rhythm building. No second serve safety. One small thought in your head, and it's over. That's why Jannik Sinner missed. That's why Coco Gauff missed. That's why Frances Tiafoe missed. Pressure doesn't care who you are. Yellow square. Why amateurs had the edge. Many fans asked the same question: how did amateurs beat world-class professionals? The answer is simple. They had nothing to lose. While stars were thinking, "Don't miss, millions are watching," amateurs were thinking, "Just swing free." That mental freedom is priceless. And Jordan Smith used it perfectly. Blue square. Rod Laver arena reaction. Fans inside the stadium knew immediately. They were witnessing something special. Instead of disappointment over big-name exits, the crowd embraced the chaos. Roars grew louder. Energy increased. Every point felt historic. Even tennis traditionalists were smiling. Green square. Before the storm, AO main draw awaits. Now the spotlight shifts. The Australian Open main draw begins Sunday at Melbourne Park. 5-set battles. Mental endurance. Physical punishment. No shortcuts. The exhibition fun is over. The real test begins. Jordan Smith arrived as an amateur. He left as a millionaire. Coco Gauff celebrated courage over fame. And tennis reminded the world why it's beautiful. Because sometimes, tennis all it takes is 1 point. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story that's shaping America and the world. We'll see you in the next update.